to go back and study some of this, especially on CNN, to understand the role.
Thomas Jefferson rejected part of Christian doctrine. Thomas Jefferson promoted freedom of religion. One of his top 3 accomplishments on his gravestone is promoting a law in Virginia for the freedom of religion. So, if John Adams, would you say that John Adams is a key founder of the United States? Do you think?
Hey, Ryan, hey, I did this just for you. Damn! Hey, bro, she just stunned on you. She literally took a shit on your argument, bro. All right, so it's not too many times to where I see a debate and I am just floored by how gangster somebody is being in regards to whoever they're debating. Like, I've seen hundreds of debates in the past couple of years, and like those heavy hitters, like a Destiny or Hassan Piker or Mark Lamont Hill, individuals like that will just know their stuff. And if you're not ready, if that person is not ready, it's going to be a disaster for that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like the NFL, like professional team, Patriots, type team versus a little league. Like, it's not fair. And it's almost kind of embarrassing. And when I seen this, it was like 9 o'clock this morning. And, my wife is still kind of sleeping. Kids are kind of doing their thing. And I was trying to hold in my excitement. I haven't felt this excited for a long time. And out of all places, out of all people, it was on CNN. Okay. Hey, I know how you feel about CNN. Okay. Don't tell me in the comments. I get it. But what's her name? Pam Brown. Hey, she killed him. And when I say him, is Ryan Walters. He's a Oklahoma superintendent, state superintendent over education, and the stupid things that he is trying to implement to the poor kids over there. And we're gonna get into it, but he wasn't ready. Like, the definition of that meme, he wasn't ready. He was like, that was him in real time. And I applaud Pam Brown for putting her foot up his ass and using him like a puppet. Like, it was beautiful. So without further ado, let's go ahead and watch this.
As part of his planned overhaul of the federal government, President-elect Trump has repeatedly vowed to abolish the Department of Education. That call has been echoed by Oklahoma's top educator, State Superintendent of Public Instruction, Ryan Walters. He is calling for Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy to close the department on, quote, day one. And in the wake of Trump's win, he announced the creation of a new Department of Religious Freedom and Patriotism in the state. Here's some of that announcement.
For too long in this country, we've seen the radical left attack individuals' religious liberty in our schools. We've also seen patriotism mocked and a hatred for this country pushed by woke teachers' unions. We will not tolerate that in any school in Oklahoma.
Walters is requiring that all public schools in the state show students that video, which includes him leading a prayer for President-elect Trump. It's a mandate that several districts have already said they are disregarding. And that pushback comes as Walters is already facing 2 lawsuits stemming from his earlier mandate that schools incorporate the Bible into lesson plans in grades 5 through 12.
So he wants a mandate on kids praying, I'm guessing to God, but the way he kind of framed it, she kind of framed it was like video proof to Trump or something weird like that. Like, these Republicans, you give them a victory, they will abuse it as much as possible. But once again, this is what they wanted. This is what the Republican voters wanted. So when their kids are being forced in school to pray and be video proof to Trump, talk about weird. You know what I'm saying? But let's go ahead and continue.
Last week, he also announced the purchase of 500 Bibles, which appear to be the Trump-endorsed God Bless the USA version for use in classrooms across the state.
And I did a video on that. I'm sorry to keep pausing, but I did a video on that 2 months ago, maybe a month ago, and it's costing that state millions, around $30 million to purchase Trump Bibles. Talk about ridiculous, bro.
Ryan Walters is joining us now. I really appreciate you coming on to have this important discussion. As you know, your state's Attorney General's office says you don't have the authority for this mandate to play that prayer video. So what authority do you have to mandate schools to show your prayer video where you also pray for President-elect Trump?
Look, I've continued to hear the gaslighting from the left, and frankly, even from this network, pushing lies about what's going on across America. President Trump has a clear mandate. He wants prayer back in school. He wants radical leftism out of the classroom, wants our kids to be patriotic, want parents back in charge with school choice. We're enacting upon that agenda here in Oklahoma. That's what our parents want. Every county in Oklahoma voted for President Trump. His agenda is crystal clear, and we're going to enact it in the state of Oklahoma.
And that's their excuse right there. Hey, President Trump, by, he won majorly throughout the swing states. So this is a mandate. This is what. So it's like they're trying to shove everything that they want through his victory. Even how crazy ridiculous it is, they want to just shove it and be like, this is what they wanted. This is what all the American people wanted. So you're going to hear that excuse for the next 4 years. Trust me.
I'm not going to take the bait on what you said about gaslighting from this network on this. I'm asking you a specific question. Where is your authority specifically coming from? As you know, thousands of people, including parents who signed a petition to impeach you with more than 14,000 signatures at last check, say this is government overreach and you're taking control away from local parents, local school boards and parents over their kids. What do you say to that, and where is your authority coming from to enforce this prayer video to be played in schools?
I appreciate you pushing that left-wing narrative here, but here's the reality.
It's not a left-wing narrative. I'm literally talking about a petition that parents have signed that's gotten more than 14,000 signatures that have raised this issue.
It's pretty clear on religious liberty. The Constitution's crystal clear on religious liberty. I know the left doesn't want our kids to know anything about the role the Bible played in American history. They don't want any of our kids to know about the Constitution. Our religious liberties are protected, and the left has driven the Bible out of schools, driven prayer out of schools, and everything in education has gotten worse since. Before we had a federal Department of Education and we had the Bible and prayer in school, guess what? We were leading the free world. This was the greatest country in the world, and we have seen every statistic has gotten worse since the creation of the Federal Department of Education and the Supreme Court pulled the Bible and prayer out of schools. President Trump has won on this issue. He has a crystal clear mandate. It's what Americans want. It's what Oklahomans want. And so we're going to deliver on those on President Trump's promises here in Oklahoma.
All right. First of all, the Constitution is not crystal clear on that. It doesn't have God in it. There is this establishment clause in the First Amendment, which the Supreme Court has routinely said it requires the separation of church and state and public schools. There are many cases that...
How many times have I been saying on my show, there is a reason for separation of church and state? Why are these Republicans disregarding that? And I had somebody in my comments like, what do you mean? Like, why is that important? Like, bro, read it. Understand why it's important and why we shouldn't be forcing individuals, other people's beliefs. I mean, read the First Amendment. Everyone's talking about freedom of speech, but they refuse to read the rest of what that means. And that's the freedom to practice your own beliefs in religion. But that's not what's going on here. So thank you once again, Pam Brown, for saying that, for speaking facts and basic civics, because obviously he doesn't know that.
Hold on, I'm speaking. There are many cases where the Supreme Court has routinely ruled on that. You went after woke teachers and the radical left in your announcement for attacking religious liberty, but your critics are saying that by requiring Bibles in every classroom and requiring this prayer video, you're trying to impose your religion on students in violation of the Establishment Clause. They say the Constitution, scholars say the Constitution is crystal clear on freedom of religion, not enforcing one religion, your religion, on students. What do you say?
Oh,
look, CNN doesn't have to like it. Left-wing activists don't have to like it.
I'm just talking about facts. It's not my opinion.
Document.
Hey, Ryan, she's not. What are you doing? Like your talking points don't work when someone's actually giving you facts and information and historical information. Your talking points don't work, buddy. Hey, we're only a few minutes in. You're already sweating, bro. Look at your forehead just as shiny as mine, and I got lights all over. So, bro, hey, step your game up.
The Bible is a historical document. You can't rewrite history, okay? The reality is the Bible was what drove so many of the consequential events in American history. Why'd the Pilgrims come to America? Why in the world did Abraham Lincoln mention God and God's providence in so many of his speeches? How do you explain Martin Luther King Jr.'s letter from a Birmingham jail?
Bro, when I first heard him say the words Martin Luther King, I wanted to punch the screen. Bro, idiots like you don't need to be mentioning names like that. Do not do that. Do not provoke the name Martin Luther King, Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King. Do not do that, bro. You are not gaining any points from anybody trying to provoke his name into your whack ass argument, bro. Stick to your racist friends like Trump and his kids and all that. Do not do that. That is not a good look.
Where he goes through biblical examples if the left continues to censor the Bible from our history classes. Listen, the left doesn't have to like it. They can be offended by it, but we've got to teach history to our young people. To make this country great again, President Trump has a clear mandate. Our kids have to understand what made America great in the first place. And obviously the Bible, the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence are indispensable in understanding the story of America.
Come on.
I'm not saying that the Bible isn't an important part of understanding this. What I'm saying is your critics, including a lot of parents, are saying you're trying to enforce your religion, your specific religion, Christianity, onto students, not just by requiring Bibles in every classroom, but also by requiring this prayer video as well, where you also pray for Donald Trump. Just last week, this federal judge ruled it's unconstitutional for the Ten Commandments to be shown in a classroom. How is what you're trying to do different?
Well, it's a radical federal judge way out of step with the American people and the Constitution. Here's the reality. We have the right to express our religious beliefs. We absolutely do. That doesn't stop at a schoolhouse. I was crystal clear in there. We're not telling kids they have to pray, but we are telling kids they have the right to pray if they so choose. That is what the free expression of your religious beliefs means. And the left has driven that out of schools because of their hatred for Christianity and people of faith. President Trump has been clear.
I don't think that's fair to say that they hate people of Christianity or people of faith. The critics who are and I'm specifically talking about those who have signed this impeachment form for you, those school districts who aren't showing this. Their concern is that it's coercive and that, look, you're talking about how important the Bible is in U.S. history and the founding of the country, but this was a country that was not founded on a specific religion, and that if you are really, if it's important to talk about religious texts and how it weaves into the history of the U.S., then why not also include the Quran? Why not also include the Book of Mormon? Why not also include these other religious texts?
Well, let's talk about this for a second. Everyone who signed that list, everybody suing me, they're the same people that want gender, queer, and flame.
Oh my God, of course. Those are the people that want this and this. and they hate God and they hate kids and they just want to. No, I am sorry. No one cares about your talking points. I am a God-fearing man myself. I've been born again since 2009. I 9 times out of 10 read my entire Bible from Genesis to Revelations and sometimes even backwards more than whoever's watching this video. I can almost guarantee it. So for him to say, no, just no, I love my beliefs. I am a God-fearing man and I understand. Just because I feel strongly about my religion, I don't need to force that down the throat of anybody if they don't want to. Let them do what they want to do, and it's my job to be persuasive. Talk to them, get to know them, and then share them the good news. But other than that, man, let people do what they want to do, but to use the excuse of, oh, they're just, weirdos who want to trans your kids, like, you have no argument, bro. You're literally talking from a sheet of paper. That's literally what he's doing. So she's doing a good job.
In the classroom, under the guise
of... That's not necessarily true. You are painting everyone with a broad brush.
I know the litigants in the case. The ACLU sued me on both. Southern Poverty Law Center. The reality is these people want radical gender pornography in the classroom, but they don't want the Bible.
But they would say the Bible has pornography and incest
really?
and rape. So what do you?
It has slavery, it has mass murders, it has God killing millions of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even in book Revelations, a lot of people gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you want to talk about a book that has a lot of stuff in it that kids probably shouldn't be reading, you know, that's kind of taken out of context, is the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So he's not going to have an answer for that, of course.
You say to that?
You think the Bible's on the same plane as gender?
I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying.
I mean, that's laughable. The Bible's the most read book in American history, and the left doesn't want our kids to know anything about it. They don't want the kids to understand that it played a huge role in American history. That is academic malpractice. We have to get back to teaching American exceptionalism, American values, where those things came from. That's just history. And the left doesn't have to.
You're not answering my question about these with other religious texts. If that is your reason, if you were like, I want our students to learn about the founding of this country and the Bible played a big role in that, then why not include other religious texts that also throughout history played a role, such as I pointed out, the Book of Mormon, such as, you know, the Quran.
Sure, look, in a world history class, you can absolutely talk about those, but let's be clear, in American history, the Bible played a unique role in shaping this history. And you said no religion. Thomas Jefferson said our rights came from God. And again, look,
you see that? That's a person who has notes and is ready for any type of bullshit you trying to pull up. Hey, this is probably one of my favorite
We all need
parts.
to go back and study some of this, especially on CNN, to understand
Hold on. Thomas Jefferson rejected part of Christian doctrine. Thomas Jefferson promoted freedom of religion. One of his top 3 accomplishments on his gravestone is promoting a law in Virginia for the freedom of religion. So if you want, and then if John Adams, would you say that John Adams is a key founder of the United States? Do you think?
Hey, Ryan, hey, I did this just for you. Damn. Hey, bro, she just stunned on you. She literally took a shit on your argument, bro. You have nothing. Oh, you know, it's important that we teach our kids, you know, the foundations of America and how our forefathers put Christianity into this great America. And she said, hold on. Those same founding fathers actually wanted people to practice their own religion and actually wanted to withhold a lot of that from the Constitution. He doesn't get that. And because he's just so used to saying things, but not reading it and just double checking. Before you provoke anyone saying, hey, this is what they wanted to do, maybe you should read what they wanted to do with religion in regards to America and the government structure. Maybe you should read that first instead of just guessing on some things, because it's not a good look. It is not a good look. And that's why we all here laughing at you.
Think he is? Okay.
Absolutely. Talked about
John Adams signed a treaty in 1797 saying the government of the United States of America is not in any sense founded on the Christian religion. So, look, I'm not. Listen.
We've got to get you in an Oklahoma history class, because the next line is.
Well, then let's talk about Oklahoma history, because Oklahoma is 48th in the country when it comes to education. It's ranked 48th in the country.
She's saying, bro, your school systems suck. So maybe you should invest in more education instead of trying to tell Donald Trump and Vivek and Elon to just get rid of education. Maybe you should invest in it. And maybe you should take those classes yourself. And maybe you might learn something. Damn.
Your critics say the money that you're spending on the Bible, I'm putting Bibles in every classroom, you've asked for $6 million.
And those are all, look at that. Those are all red states. Holy shit. Hey, Colorado's not on that list. Thank God. My God, come on now.
Should be spent in other ways to better educate the students, because they're very worried about where Oklahoma is ranked in the education system. What do you say to that?
We are in the middle of a turnaround here because we are following President Trump's agenda. This is the agenda for the entire country. We have school choice. We have merit pay. We are rejecting this left-wing ideology in the classroom. We are promoting American exceptionalism. And look, we are pressing students forward to see academic outcomes improve. We've seen record improvement. Record numbers of schools are improving here in Oklahoma. That's what you're going to see for the whole country under President Trump. And again, you continue to see critics, yeah, they act like I'm controversial because I'm creating change in a status quo system that has failed kids and failed parents for decades. President Trump
but
is
they would say, well,
absolutely
then if you're turning it around, the millions of dollars should be spent on other ways to educate the children. But let me just ask you one last question. As I pointed out in this segment, the books you bought from what you raised in your Twitter handle, I just saw a link to that, was the Trump endorsed Bible. That's $60 a pop. There are many Bibles available that are less than half of that. Why are you using the Trump endorsed Bible? What do you say to critics who argue this is clear-cut political pandering right here?
Ooh, come on now.
What I would tell critics is we're going to teach American history in Oklahoma. So that includes the Bible, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and Bill of Rights. They are all included in this Bible that we've purchased. The Bible will be back in every Oklahoma classroom. President Trump is bringing...
Why the Trump Bible, though? Why not a cheaper Bible?
Or why not? I mean, I'm 37 years old. I haven't been in high school in a long time, okay? But what happened to the thick-ass history books? You know what I'm saying? That actually covered a lot of history and in detail. Seeing how thin that Bible, Constitution, Bill of Rights book is, that's not teaching anything. You don't have anyone, a professor, putting details and explanation and who, the where, the whys, the hows into that. That's a textbook. That's a book that explains a lot of things, and then normally a teacher would quiz you on why. But I mean, once again, and this is what I tell my wife, when you're trying to like understand stupid people, like in the way they move and what they think and why they say the things they do, you will hurt yourself. You will literally go into a panic trying to put yourself into their stupid shoes. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even want to try to hurt myself to try to think on why it makes sense to spend $30 or $60 on a Bible that has the Constitution, which is right like that, and spend millions of dollars on that. Why?
Where you could save a lot of money in taxpayer dollars.
I just told you. All of those documents are in this Bible that we purchased for our kids so that they could understand the full context of the founding documents.
Differentiating us.
Whoa, hey, that is a video for later. But I wasn't ready for that. That actually scared the hell out of me. But that was beautiful. Once again, that was amazing. She was ready. Talk about being on her game. And you can tell the individuals that just have talking points and just can't talk. You know what I'm saying? Like when you have knowledge and you have information and you have notes and you've read the information and you comprehended it and you understand it to the best of your ability, you can have a regular conversation with people and it goes back and forth like a regular conversation, you know? But when you have two people or one person that just have talking points, like very broad, not detailed, just like, you know, using words like woke, like, to me, that's a clear red flag of someone that doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. And she exposed that. Like, your talking points don't hold up well when you're having a conversation about history. Like, she was schooling him literally about history, and he's complaining about education. Like, is there any Republicans that can see that? I don't know, but they're probably just too stupid to really understand what just happened. So once again, I just gotta just LIG it, let it go. But once again, if you guys agree or disagree with anything that I said in this video, let me know in the comments down below, or hit that Discord link so we can have that one-on-one talk. And like always, let's have that conversation.